All right, everyone. I think we are live. How is it going? I'm just going to refresh the page here. It seems like everything's working. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can see me. I've got multiple screens going. We're going to be sharing this screen. This is a tech, an experiment in technology. Okay. Um, so I have never, I don't think, not I have never, I don't think I actually have never live streamed my design process before. So we're going to do that today. Like start to hopefully close to finish. We're going to design a book cover. Um okay, everyone can see me, everyone can hear me. Great. I apologize. I am fresh-faced out of the shower. I just got back from boxing. So we're just going to dive right into it. So the typical process that I follow for designing a book cover is I will try to find inspiration on like Facebook, because Facebook, for anybody looking to purchase a pre-made book cover, for those who don't know, a pre-made book cover is a book cover that is already designed by the designer, and then you find one that fits your story. They'll change the title, the author name, and then you can use that cover. The reason I bring that up is if you are looking for one, a great place to go is Facebook. Facebook, I know is not it's not my favorite social media, but it is wonderful for finding book covers. So if you are in search of a cover for like not a cover that you don't want to spend too much money on, definitely go to Facebook. So typically I would scroll through Facebook to see, okay, what covers are other designers putting out? I'll go on Amazon, etc. But right now, what we're going to do is we're actually just going to talk to the folks, everybody here. So for folks in the chat, we are designing a fantasy book cover, but I wanted to put it out to you guys what the vibe, like what vibe are we trying to go for? Are we trying to go for dark fantasy? Are we trying to go for more epic fantasy, fantasy romance? And that's what we're going to get started with. So it will be an object-based cover. My character covers typically take quite a bit longer, or not quite a bit longer, but a little bit longer. And so we are going to probably do something object-based just so that we have the time to do it tonight. And this whole time, I have the chat up so I can see everybody chit-chatting. I am going to design the cover, but also be talking throughout. So there will be a little bit of chatting, a little bit of like just cover design. If anybody has any questions, I'm going to try and talk and design at the same time, which is also something I've never done. So we're going to see how this goes. Um, okay, so I see there's a bunch of people here. Haley, SD, Grievous Girl is saying vibe, Beauty and the Beast. Okay, and then SD is saying romantic. Okay, so we could do a fantasy Beauty and the Beast kind of romantic like book. I actually just did one that was a Beauty and the Beast. I actually just did one that I will bring up right here. Oh, maybe I don't actually have it on here yet. Oh, sorry. It might not be in my portfolio yet, but it might not be in my portfolio yet, and it might be out of my shop. So let me just share my screen really quickly. Whoa, hi everyone. Okay. Let's see if this works. Okay, yeah, my sharing screen is working. So I don't think I have it on my website anymore, but I did just do a Beauty and the Beast one with a gold rose. I don't think I have it in my portfolio yet. Oh, yeah, I don't have it in my public portfolio. I have it in my private portfolio, which I can't show you guys because there are some unreleased covers in there. So sorry about that. But I'll try and bring it up at some other point in the stream. Okay, so we're gonna go with a Beauty and the Beast vibe and something romantic. Okay. Okay, we can definitely do that. No, we can do a Beauty and the Beast vibe for sure. We can do a Beauty and the Beast vibe. So if we're thinking Beauty and the Beast, do we want to go like classic fairy tale Beauty and the Beast, or do we want to go dark Beauty and the Beast? I think I'm feeling dark. Also, I'm gonna crack this open, so I don't know how loud it's gonna be, so maybe plug your ears, everybody. Okay, I'm gonna crack it open in 3, 2, 1. Okay. All right. So we're gonna do romance, Beauty and the Beast. Okay. Okay. A dark Beauty and the Beast. So, I mean, obviously, with Beauty and the Beast, what comes to mind is roses, the glass thing over the rose, books. Okay. I can work with that. Wow, there's lots of bots happening right now. Oops. Let me try and get this bot gone. Well, you know what? We might just live with the bots. Alrighty. Okay, let's get started. So typically, I would go and look at other covers for inspiration. Um, but just because I have you guys here, we're going to just kind of start on the cover. One of the elements that I always like to include in my covers are a textured background and some sort of, especially object based covers, some sort of like filigree or Baroque framing. Just because it sets that kind of fantastical classic feel. So those are the first two things that we're going to search for. So like a border like this, for example. Let me see if I can bring this up. Like a texture and like a border or something like that. Now, I have designed a few borders custom. Like I have done a few custom borders that are my design and they're not stock images, but kind of the quicker way to do it is to find a stock image or several stock image that we can combine together to make a border. This is, for example, two different borders that I put together. So that is what we're going to get started with. We're going to look for a border on either Shutterstock or deposit photo. We're actually going to look in the images I already own to get started. Just because, we have a certain amount of stock image credits and they're expensive. Stock images are expensive. So I always like to look at the stuff I already own. A lot of it I've used, a lot of it I haven't used, and go from there. And then obviously, if there are additional stock images we need to buy for this cover, then we will. I mean, this is kind of Beauty and the Beastie for sure. I'm not quite sure what we could do with it, but let's. I mean, it's Beauty and the Beastie. Okay, okay, okay. Mm-mm-mm-mm. If anyone sees anything they like, just shout it out. This is a collaborative design process for sure. Do-do-do-do-do. I'm not quite into these right now. We're gonna look here too. Okay, we're thinking a silver theme, a silver theme. What if we do something like a like Frozen cross with Beauty and the Beast, some sort of like icy Beauty and the Beast? Oh, maybe something like this. Since we're going with kind of a more silver theme, let's start with this. Let's start with this. And a lot of the times these change, so it's not like we're gonna get stuck with one. Also, I'm just turning on music, guys. Okay, so I'm just turning on a little bit of music, so if I'm not talking, there's still something going on. Is it playing? I forget which music I like. I think it was this one. Was it this one? No, I don't like that. No, this was it. This was the one I liked. Okay, this was the one I liked. We're gonna, mute this though, so I don't hear it, just so you guys hear it. Let me know if it's too loud. I hope guys can still hear me over the music. Okay. All right, so we're gonna start with this guy. And I'm thinking what we could kind of do is some sort of like glass component. So glass, ice, frozen kind of thing. We're gonna make it work. We're gonna make it work. Okay, so just so everybody knows how I start my covers off, I open up a blank document in Photoshop. Some covers I design in paperbacks to start, some in ebook. The ones that are the full paperbacks that I go for right off the bat, it's just because typically I'm doing like one big scene. For this, we're doing kind of just an isolated cover. And then if someone purchases it, we would flip and basically do the same thing on the back. So, or not the same thing, but like we would just make a separate back cover and spine. So we're going to go ahead and place this image we have here. There we go. Does anyone remember what the beast gets stabbed with? Does he get stabbed with a dagger? Does he get stabbed? I can't remember. And we're just going to add to our document some guides here so that we know where everything is. All right. Yeah, does he get stabbed? I can't remember. Okay. And then, so there are the most precise way to get rid of, so let's make the background black just so you guys can see this. So obviously we need to get rid of all of this space. So the most precise way to do that is like for me to go around and trace everything. And typically what I do is I do that at the end. But right now, just to get everything done kind of like fast and dirty, so we have all of the different elements, I'll use Photoshop's different tools like Photoshop Select Subject to basically pick out the subject and then mask out the white parts. So obviously, you see, it's not perfect. We're gonna have to go in and fix those things. But for now, it's good enough for what we need. It gives us what we need. But like eventually, I'm gonna have to go in on this mask and blank out those spaces. But we're not gonna worry about that right now. We're just gonna go ahead. Okay, and see like here, it messed it all up here. We're gonna fix that later. We're not gonna worry about it. We're gonna fix that and all the lighting later. All right, so. It's kind of giving Ariel vibes, no? We might have to change the top of this because it looks a little watery. All right. All right. So what's going on in the chat? Oh, that frame makes me think of the hand mirror that Beast had. Yes. Okay, so we could do a silver hand mirror. I actually think I might have used this for a hand mirror before. I did. Actually, can I show you guys something? That's so funny you mentioned that because I think I used something, either that one or something similar. It's not on my portfolio again. I need to update this for a mirror. So we're not going to make a mirror. Let's take a look at the chat. Okay. So we're going to go for silver. That makes me think of the hand mirror the Beast had. I don't hear. Okay, there. Okay, he gets stabbed. So we're gonna, it's the dagger Gaston had. But in the original, Beast dies because the Sisters of Belle keep her away from him for too long. He begins to die of a broken heart. So what if we do a broken dagger to represent the broken heart? I think we can do something like that. Okay, let's try and get a broken dagger in here and some roses. A broken dagger and some roses. Oh, and then what we can do, we're gonna do two different textures. Okay, so we're gonna do a broken dagger, some roses. And what we're going to do is we're going to have a different texture and background in the middle of this than in the outside of this. So we're going to start with the textures first, just to see what we like, what we don't like. And then we're going to take a look at some daggers. Okay. Let's take a look at what textures I own. Guys, I own thousands of stock images, okay? Like, I've bought the rights to them. Okie dokie. So this is a nice texture, but we're going for a dark silvery theme. Oh, maybe, what if we did... So I hate using this texture because it's very, it looks like a material, and I kind of like the stony textures a little bit more, but this is a potential. This is a potential. Again, if anybody sees ones they like, shout it out. Shout it out. This is just so pretty. I haven't used it for anything, but like I freaking love it. Yeah, again, I don't know. Concrete's always a good choice. So let's download it. It's always a good choice. We can change the color of it. It's always a good texture. Sometimes this happens. It's like the image is removed from the stock image sites and it sucks. Do you have anything with stone? Yeah, I do. I have plenty of stone. Oh, what about this? Actually, what about this like white marble? We could go for, you know what we could do? We could do, and I love doing this. I just did this on a cover actually. We could do a dark theme with a light color palette. So there could be like blood and like the dagger's broken and there's glass and there's like petals that are like whatever, bloody, all of that thing. And then, but with a light color palette, because I kind of like that juxtaposition. Okay, so let's download this. And I do have all of these downloaded onto my computer, but I never name them. So I just come into my library and search them up and re-download them. I know it's a bad habit to get in, but whatever. What about that sort of frosting over glass texture? Yes, we can definitely do that. And maybe like a leather? There's a lot of textures. This is only one stock image site, and I only have 2 up. I have got stuff on multiple sites. This might be good for the end. So I'm going to download it. This might be good for like some sort of sparkly effect. So we're going to download that. Okie dokie. Okay, so it looks like we're kind of on board for this like lighter palette that we're doing. So let's do this. We're gonna add this to the background. We're gonna rotate that. We might change it. I'm not really, we might change it. And then we could also kind of make this the same texture. Like, so not, it'll look separate. Like, we could overlay it, but we would have to do a few layers. We're gonna leave it like this for now, and then I'm just gonna make sure that this is in black and white, because sometimes there's a slight tint to the image, and I like when things are black and white for them to truly be a neutral black and white, not a warm black and white, not a cool black and white. So, okay. I don't hate it. We're getting there. It's a process. So, okay, let's take a look-see. Let's take a look-see on here, just for funsies. Oh yeah, I've downloaded so many textures on here. And we're doing a silvery kind of theme, right? Okay. Okay. Yeah, I like Grievous, I like your suggestion. If going for Frozen meets Beauty and the Beast, why don't we hint to this beast being a spoiled princess? The lighter color palette can work that way. Perfect. That I love that. Okay, we can do like marble. Oh, this is one of my favorite. Okay, this is one of my favorite textures that I own. Oh shit. Texture. This one right here is one of my absolute favorites. I don't know why. It just always looks so nice. So maybe we'll download it. Or it's not this one. I have one that's super similar. I have one that's super similar. And so maybe we'll download this one and it's kind of like sister. Okay. I like that. I have never used this before, so we're going to download it and maybe see if we can do anything with it. Oh, why does it keep not sending me back to the page that I'm on? Okay, I know marble is like something that people love, but for some reason, I've yet to find a way to translate it very well into a book cover. Okay, let's take a look for a dagger now. So, thinking of Beauty and the Beast, he gets stabbed with the dagger that is like a short dagger, question mark. So we're probably going to want something obviously more dagger-like than sword-like. So something like this. Like this. Definitely not like those. Maybe this one. But this is like a really common dagger that's literally used in a lot of covers. So we would have to change it up a bit. Not that we would have to. It's just like, you want things to be, maybe I just look at a lot of book covers. I guess like people wouldn't really recognize it. Oh, I love this dagger. I love this dagger too, but we'd have to change the top because it's like a mother and a child. So we would definitely change the top. But I think this one is very dagger. It's classic dagger-like. So we're going to go with this. We're going to use this guy. Okay, so now we've got a bunch of stuff downloaded. So we're going to start putting this together a little bit. So I'm just going to toss everything we've downloaded on here. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is I don't really like the way that this is kind of like a little bit glossy, question mark. It just doesn't look super nice, the texture of it. So we're going to give it a little bit more of a painted feel. And we're going to put some effects on it here. Now, we don't want it to be like we don't want it to look like that, obviously, but we're going to just like smooth it out just a little bit with the oil paint tool here. Okay. And then I feel like we maybe wanted a little bit more blue than green. So we're going to change this just slightly, adjust the color. Okay. We might change it back. We might change it back. Who knows? And then we're going to change the brightness here a little bit to have it like very high contrast. Okay. Okay, so that's what we've got for the frame right now. So if we take this dagger, again, we're doing the like raw and dirty. I'll have to go in and edge all of these things. So if we take the dagger, I think what we can do is have the dagger going through the frame and coming out the front, but the hilts being in the back. So we'll just make this a little bit bigger. We might have to size everything down for the end. And we'll tilt this a little bit more this way. And we wanted the dagger to be shattered, so... Or do we want the dagger to be shattering the... Do we want the dagger to be shattered, or do we want the dagger to be shattering the frame? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. Everybody in the chat, you know, feel free to contribute at any point about your thoughts. So do we want to shatter this dagger, or do we want the dagger to look like it's shattering this section of the frame and kind of breaking it? While we chit chat about that, I'm going to look for some roses. And we're going to make the roses kind of icy. You know what? This rose is probably really good for Beauty and the Beast because it's a single rose. And I haven't done that in a Beauty and the Beast cover, so we're just going to go ahead and do that. Okay, and we're busting up the dagger. All right. Okay. I'm very organized when it comes to my Photoshop. So I always have everything in folders. Just otherwise the files get too big. All right. So for now, we're just going to leave the dagger and we're going to place some of these other elements. Oh, I'm surprised that went so well. Normally things that are a little bit more complex don't select very well. Okay. So we're gonna have this rose, or do we want the rose like a little like that? No, this is what we're gonna do. I want the rose right smack in the middle. Very Beauty and the Beast. We're gonna change the rose color to blue. We're gonna turn this dagger. Just a little bit more. And we're gonna have something on this other side that represents the beast. I don't know what, but we're gonna have something. Okay, so we've got our rose here. This is like rose. Okay. So how's everyone in the chat feeling? We've got our rose, we've got our dagger. Is there anything else Beauty and the Beast, Frozen kind of vibes that we want? To be totally honest, I normally start my covers with a title, not actually putting the title on it, but just having a title in mind. So it's kind of weird that I haven't done that with this one yet. Okay, but while we're at it, let's just change the color of the rose real quick. We're gonna make it like, maybe like icy. Again, we're not being precise right now. We're just kind of going in fast and dirty. Doesn't contrast very well. Excuse me. That's okay. We're just gonna it's gonna be what it's gonna be right now. And then what do we want the stem to be? No, that's way too bright. That's ugly. Okay. No, I hate that. What about black? Oh yeah, it's gonna be black. So we're just gonna black and white this out here. Oh, heck yeah, that's cool. Okay, so now we're just gonna remove this from the brightness. Just ignore again, it's fast and dirty, guys, fast and dirty. Okay, and we're going to go in. We're gonna inverse this, and we're gonna make this dark. Yeah, okay, here we go. Do we want it darker? Yes, we do want it darker. Do we want to add a glow? We'll worry about that later. Okay. And then we're just going to put this little bottom section behind the frame here. Again, fast and dirty, guys. This is not going to be the most precise cut. There we go. Okay. Okay. Ice or glass shards? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm jumping back into the chat. I got distracted. Okay, glass shards maybe, or we can add later. Yes, we're definitely, I think the glass shards, ice or glass shards for sure. A frozen heart. Ooh, I like that. Okay, we're definitely going to do frozen. We're definitely going to do kind of like some glass element to this. The only thing I'm slightly worried about is it might make the broken dagger a little bit more difficult to see, but that's okay. That's okay. We're actually going to darken. You know what? One of the first things that I'm going to do is I'm going to darken this dagger so we can see it a little better. And I'm going to change the hilt color. Not that dark. That dark. We're going to actually put it in black and white. Okay. It's a little dark. Maybe an ice shard? Something like that? Okay. I think this is what I want. Yeah, okay. So what if we did do we like that? I know the colors aren't meshing like super well right now, but like what we could do is we could like get rid of the background here so it had white in the back, or we could do the opposite. Let me just, again, rough and dirty, guys. Okay. So we could do that, or we could do like that. I'm just gonna keep doing this and staring at and stare at it. So, I don't know, what do you guys think? I kinda like having 2 different textures. I kinda like having the 2 different textures. I think what we need to do for this white is just add a little bit more contrast and make it a little darker so we can actually see the texture just a little bit. Just a little bit. And then I think for this, we're going to need to either make this a little bit more blue. Yeah, I think we're gonna make this a little bit more blue. Just a little bit more blue. We don't want to get rid of all the green, but we're going very blue right now. Okay, so very blue. Okay, now the question is on the frame. What we want is we need it to blend a little bit with the background. So we're gonna add a drop shadow so that it looks like it's a frame. We don't need it to be that far. Yeah, actually we do. We do. And okay, that looks okay. That looks okay. Okay, so I know it looks really intense on screen, but if anybody is getting it printed, the colors need to be more intense. So I know sometimes things look super saturated on screen, but that is kind of necessary. So I think what we're going to do here is we're going to I think we're just going to make this kind of a dark shadow. Yeah. Okay. Okay. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. So that looks a little bit better now that that's got like a drop shadow around it and it looks like it's casting a shadow on the inside here, which is what we want. We want it to look like there are different textures, like the rose is coming out. So the next thing that we'll do is we'll actually do that to the rose. Yeah. So we're going to do that to the rose next. I don't know if we'll use an outer glow. That looks terrible, obviously, but it's just because the settings aren't well. Okay, we don't need it to be that far spread or huge. We just want it to be enough that it kind of allows us some dimension. And we're going to go in as well and put in a manual one here. Like I'm going to go in and I'm going to paint here, but we're not going to do that until the end. Okay. There's a little bit more depth now. We're getting that depth. All dagger. Okay. We're also going to do this here. Just a little bit more depth, a little bit more depth. Okay. Okay. We have a little bit more depth now. I'm going to now do a test. We're only partway through the cover. We're not done, but I'm going to do a test right now that I like to do on all my covers and just turn it to black and white to take a look at the contrast levels. So if something looks good in black and white, it's going to look good in color, assuming that you pick a good enough color palette. And one of the things that you can do when switching things to black and white is see how the contrast is working. If you are ordering a book cover from a designer, do this test, because right now you can see things like the top of this rose is not standing out. It's blending with the background, but it's something we probably want to be a focal point. Like the rose is the important part. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go ahead and like amp up this brightness a little bit. And we might have to change the color because this is obviously going to change, like it's going to have an influence on the color a little bit, but we do want that to be a focal point, right? I mean, the rose is the focal point, not this background. So then I'm also going to go in and I'm just going to make this a little bit darker. Again, we're going to go back in with the rose. Make it a little bit brighter. Like, see? That makes such a difference. And we didn't even do that in color. Like, that looks so much better. And we didn't even do that in color. Come on, guys. Come on. Always do the black and white test on your covers. If you order a cover from a designer, put it, like, and you get the draft, put it in black and white and make sure your eye is being drawn to the point that you want it to be drawn to. Because if it's not, then if it looks good in black and white, it looks good in color. Anyway, I have a lot of these little tests that I do. So if you ever want to, I don't know, I can make a video on them. So we're actually going to bring the brightness of this down even more. So our eye goes to the middle. The white in the middle is drawing us to the design, and then the lighter top of the rose. So we actually might even want to bring this middle part down in brightness a little bit. Just a little bit, so that we are getting more of that rose popping forward. Okay. See, now we're losing the sword, and you can see that in black and white because the sword's pretty light. It's a fine balance, guys. It's a fine balance. Okay. We're going to continue with where we're at right now, but it just is so much better. Anyway. So I'm just going to jump back to the chat. I'm normally good with titles, but drawing a blank. Hey, if anyone has a title for this, the frozen rose, I don't know. I don't know. Okay. I like the blue background, not in the mirror. Okay. So we all kind of settled on the white background in the mirror and the blue on the outside. I like the background as well. Maybe darken the edges. Good suggestion. We'll definitely do that. Okay. I like that. Oh, hi, Holly. Good to see you. I like the dark on the outside. Okay. The dark on the outside is what we're going with for sure. So we're going to have to do something with the dagger now. It's kind of uneventful. And we have to put something on the other side. So, we were going to break the dagger. So the dagger is going to break. Now, I'm going to put it to you guys in the chat. Do we want to break it into one piece? Like, do we want it to look like it's broken in half? Or like snapped? Or do we want it with some shards? I'm going to put that to you guys. Yeah, do we want it like, because if we smash it in half, I'm just going to smash it in half really quickly. Shards is going to take longer, which is totally fine. But I'm just going to show you what we could do if we smash it in half. Okay, let's... Again, quick and dirty, guys. This is not what it's going to look like. So one of the things I like to always do is duplicate the layers so I'm not like losing things. Okay. We could have it like in pieces, like in like kind of larger pieces like this. Maybe we do 3 pieces, like 3 big pieces, and we can have them on different spots on the rows, like this, for example. So that one could go there. Okay, we're doing shards. Everybody wants to do shards, so we're going to do shards. All right. So we're gonna do shards. What if we did? Okay. Bear with me, people. So what if we did this? Okay. Again, bear with me, people. I don't know if this is gonna work. Okay, what if we did this? Oh, I think I like this. Guys, should we do ASMR book cover design? Maybe another time. Let's give this a shot. What if we did this? I know this looks ugly right now, people, but bear with me, okay? Okay. It might look ugly in the end. I always have things, like I have ideas sometimes and they do not turn out very well at all. This is a very regular occurrence for me. Things do not end up what they seem. Okay, so we'll put this dagger here. Like here. And then we can do is make this rose just a little bit smaller. Just a little smaller. Bear with me, people. It might not look good. Again, it might not look good. Oh, I can see where the rose is a little bit fucked up. What about a title called Shards of the Rose? Shards of a Rose. I don't know. Okay, the roses aren't cut very well, so again, bear with me, guys. This is like an experiment. Okay, so we've got kind of the decorative rosary on the top of the dagger. We're actually going to put these two roses behind the dagger, I think. Yes, that is what we're going to do. And then we're going to just slightly get rid of this so it's a little bit blended. I know it doesn't look very good right now. It will not look good until the very end, people. Okay. Do I hate it? I think it's gonna look good with the shards. I think it's gonna look good. Do we hate it? I'm turning to the chat, guys. Do we hate it? I think with the shards, okay, so this is my vision. So I think with the shards, we're going to place the shards throughout here, and then we're gonna have the title probably in this area here. And then the title will be amongst the shards, because there would be a lot going on with the rose and the dagger. And so I think if we can find a creative way to blend it together so that they create kind of one, element. Oh. Okay. We're gonna work with the dagger and the background for a moment. So I'm just going to get rid of these. So we want the dagger a little bit more centered on the page. Okay. Okay, guys. We want to make sure that it's perfectly centered for what we're about to do. It is not... Okay. I don't know in what world Photoshop thinks that's perfectly centered, so we're going to do this manually. Okay. What? Photoshop, that is not center, okay? Okay. Photoshop doesn't know what it's doing. We're gonna do this manually, guys. Okay. Is this going to work? I don't know. Are we gonna give it a try? Yes. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to blend the hilt of the sword or the hilt of the dagger with the frame. So it looks like the hilt is part of the frame. So we just are getting kind of the bottom part in the center image. Could it potentially look like crap? Yes. Are we going to give it a shot anyway? Also, yes. Also, shout out to everyone in the comments not hating it. I love it. Thank you. Okay. And bearing with my I don't know what we're calling this, but my ramblings. Okay. Did anyone like the design ASMR? Just putting that out there. Okay, so how are we going to do this? We want the frame kind of centered and we need a spot for the author name, which I'm currently going to put here. So I think we're going to shrink the dagger a little bit. I think that's what we're going to do. And so now we're going to change the color of the hilt of the dagger to match the frame. And then I'm going to go in and we're going to get the frame to like hold the dagger. Okay? Again, bear with me, guys. So, wait, let me actually see the frame. Yeah, so we're going to get the frame to hold the dagger. Again, bear with me. So we kind of wanted this like bluish color. Okay. Again, quick and dirty, guys. This is not precise. Okay. I don't know why this is so stressful. It's because I'm doing it in front of people. That's for sure it. I don't know why this is stressful. It's because I'm doing it in front of people. Yeah, that doesn't match. I don't know what world does that fucking match. Okay. We're just, instead of going to repaint it, we're just going to play with the color. Oh, fuck. Excuse my language, guys. As I get more into these, I get a little... Okay. We also want to do this here. I don't want it 100%. I want it kind of there. Okay, that's it. That's what we're getting there, guys. We're getting there. Okay. We also don't want this. We want this to be silver, so we don't want any color coming in on there. Okay, now let's get this. Okay, see how the thing kind of swoops? We're gonna try and see if we can make it look like it's holding the dagger. So let's give this a shot. Okay. So you can typically go in Photoshop with the pen tool and again be a little bit more precise. And that's what I do at the end. But for now, we're doing it quick and dirty with the eraser on a layer mask. So like if I don't like it, I can just get rid of the layer mask. Okay. See like how it looks like it's holding the dagger? Obviously doesn't look that great right now. That's because we're still working on it. Okay. Someone asked earlier if I offer cover critiques, and I don't right now, but I mean, maybe I could. Okay. Kind of like how it's asymmetrical. I'm like kind of into that. Okay, so obviously this looks very flat. Like it doesn't look great right now, you know? Like it doesn't look like there's any dimension. So because this isn't necessarily like our final product, oh, well, that covers it. I don't hate that either. We'd have to change the size of the rose. Guys, this is like, I had no plan going into designing this cover, so we're just flying by the seat of our pants. Right now, we're going to go in and fix these few little things because they're bugging me on the frame. Just these ones. Just these ones are bugging me. Oh, I might have to bust out my tablet. Oh, shit. So depending on what layer you erase on, sometimes it can take out the, like I was working on the layer that, or the folder that encases this. And so what it was doing was it was taking out the drop shadow that we included, which we wanted to include to add dimension. So we're obviously not trying to take out that drop shadow. We put it in on purpose to add dimension. So I had to make sure I was doing it on the right layer. So I might have to, once we get into this more precise work, I might have to take a moment to hook up my my tablet to my computer so that we can make sure that it is as precise as it can be. Because right now I'm just doing it on my mouse pad, which is not the most precise. Okay, so again, I don't hate it yet. I think I'm going to make this dagger. I think I'm going to move everything down. I didn't know I could talk to myself this much. Just so you guys know. Okay, so I think I'm going to move all of this down, and then I'll have to move this too. I don't know if it'll let me. Okay. We're just going to redo that. I'm going to move it all down. Okay. Move it all down. Like there. And then we're going to make this dagger a little bit bigger. No, I don't want to free transform that. I want to free transform this. Just like bump it up a bit. Okay. Okay. Good. That's a good size. An author name can still go down there. Maybe we'll bump it all up or down a little bit later, but for now, it's okay. We're gonna just redo this. Oh. I need it. I need the hardness. There we go. Again, quick and dirty, guys. This is not precise. The frame isn't even looking good. Okay. So what we're gonna do now is we're just gonna add a wee bit of shadow here to the dagger so that we can get a little bit of dimension. We don't want it to look like it's just like flat and a cutout, right? So what we're gonna do here, we're gonna pick a really dark, we're gonna do black. Sometimes I like to go in the color palette of the cover, but there's a lot of black in this cover, so it's fine. That is not what I want. There we go. I need it to be less hard. So we're gonna go in, just add some dimension here. Now, one of the interesting things is like lighting's difficult, okay? And you'll notice like we don't really have a point source of light here, but one of the things that is really important is, I mean, especially if you're working on characters, is picking a light source. For me, I'm just gonna pretend the light's coming straight at the image. But as an artist, you can make some creative decisions. So let's say, like right now, by putting the shadow up here, it's almost as if the light is coming up. And so you're getting a cast shadow on the dagger up here. But we get no dimension down here. So I'm going to make the artistic decision to just put some damn shadow down here too, so that we get that dimension everywhere. So is it accurate? No. Is it like, it's not accurate. It's not realistic, but we're just going to do it anyway. And we're going to exaggerate. I mean, there's cast shadow on everything, but there's like, just going to exaggerate it a little bit. Okay. And so then here, what we're going to do is, it's obviously not like super dark. So we're going to go like 8%. Do we want to make it? Like, it's not perfect. We're going to have to go and fix this, but like, look at the difference. There's dimension now. And we're going to go into the back here of this frame. Where's my frame? And we're actually going to do it on the back of the frame here. So we're going to go in and we're going to put in some shadow right here. Nope. What is this doing? We're going to put in some shadow right here, just on the edge. Just there. Now we're going to go and put that down to 80%. No, you know what? It needs less. 50. This one also needs less. 50. Maybe even 40. But like, it makes such a difference, right? Like, it's no longer flat. There's some dimension there. Okay. We're going to do it all around the sword too, just so everybody knows. Oh man. Better save this. Shards. We're just gonna pretend this is the title right now. Okay, how's everyone in the chat feeling? Are we like, I know we've changed directions, but this is typically how making my pre-mades go. Now cut the dagger into shards. And then we're going to go back and add the roses. Because we want the roses. The roses are an element. We're going to somehow make them a focal point, whether it be on the outsides of the frame or something. I don't know. Okay. Thanks for coming to watch, everyone, by the way. This is so fun. I didn't know I could talk myself through a whole design, but this is what goes. You're just hearing what happens in my head. Okay. So the question is how do we want to break the dagger? All right. It's tablet time. We need it. Oh no. All of my USB ports are being used. Okay. Normally, for such precision work, I would use my tablet. We can't do that right now. So the lines aren't going to be the greatest at this point in time, but they will eventually be cleaned up. So, oh fuck. Excuse my language. I'm just debating on whether I unplug my microphone, but honestly, the sound quality is shit. Okay. Okay. We're not using the tablet. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. We're not actually going to do it this way. We're going to do it this way. We're not doing it that way, apparently. All right. Here we go. We're broken there. That's going to be the first break. Again, not the most precise, but that's going to be the first break. All right. How's everyone feeling in the chat? What's everyone doing tonight? I just realized I was quiet for a long period of time there. It takes a lot of concentration. We're gonna make this shard go this way. We also want to make sure that there's like symmetry. Obviously, we don't want the shards to be symmetric, but we want them to be balanced. So we're going to make sure that oh, why am I on paint? That's not what I want. We want them to be symmetric. Or not symmetric, balanced. We want there to be balance in the design without it being This is why I like my tablet. My tablet is awesome. And we kind of want the shards to get smaller, right, as we go. We can go in and refine the edges to make it look more shard-like at the end. So don't worry, y'all. We can also add like extra shards here or there that they're not necessarily like a part of the puzzle, but it's like enough that you kind of get little like scrapings here or there. I feel like we kind of want the tip intact a little bit. Okay. Yeah, I think so. We're going to take a chunk out here. We're going to leave this in. We're going to take a chunk out. But not have it like fully break. Just make it nice and jagged. Like it's almost broken. That looks awful. Oh my god. That does not look like a shard at all. That looks like a bite. That was terrible. Terrible. That's kind of still shitty, but we're just gonna go with it. When you zoom out, it's not that bad. Ah, come on. I was using the wrong tool again. I do that quite a bit. Again, we're being very imprecise, guys. Raw and dirty and just trying to get it done. Like, that bottom looks awful. Like, it just looks so terrible. It's okay. We'll fix it later. We'll fix it later. I should have just broken it. We're gonna break it. We're gonna break it. Okay. We're gonna break it right here. Is the tip still centered? No, it's not. Okay. There's an easier way to do this with the pen tool and like copying and pasting selections and whatnot, but I don't have. I kind of prefer to do it this way. I know it seems stupid, but I do. This guy needs help. This guy needs help. I mean, this one should probably be broken up into another shard. Should definitely be broken up into another one. But we're not going to do that right now. We're just gonna live with it. Okay. It needs more shards. Like this piece needs to be broken up into another shard. But we'll get there eventually. All right, let's have a look-see in the chat. SD is working on some YouTube scripts that she wrote earlier, filmed later, now editing one of them while watching me. Oh, that's so fun. Grievous Girl, I'm working on alongside with my own cover. Oh, that's so fun. A little like co-working session. Danya is working on finals. I submitted one project and taken 2 tests today. Oh, girl, I am so sorry. I am also at the end of school. And it is, you know, it's school. It is school. All right, so we're gonna have to do something with these roses eventually because we definitely want roses in here. And we need the dagger to have more contrast. More contrast against the background. I know, again, I said earlier, like sometimes the amount of contrast looks a little cartoony or it looks like a little much, but the reason it has to be that much is because when these things go to print, the contrast, like the printers can't do, they can't do what you can see here on the screen. Like they just can't. So bear with me. Oh my God. It's just a mode. Like, so you can put your Photoshop into like different kinds of like color modes. And I'm in RGB. I prefer working in CMYK, but then it is what it is. Anyway, I'm not going to get into it. I had to change it for a project. Okay. All right, I'm taking a look at the chat. What if the shards had rose thorns or something around them? Okay, so that's a great idea. So we have this image here, which is, I think, fitting the theme quite well. So we could, I have an interesting idea. It might look awful. Oh no, that's not what I meant to do. Please work. Okay. Didn't work very well. So because this hasn't, like, it doesn't select the filigree very well, so I would have to go in and select this all, and I need my tablet to do that. I don't need it. It just is easier with my tablet, so we're just gonna kind of like not use this one right now. Unless I also like, it's a different kind of pattern than this. We could also, if we didn't want the roses to be the center point, we could make the roses part of the frame. So like we could set them here and then change their colors to blend them into the frame. The frame isn't like exactly symmetrical on both sides, so which is actually how I prefer it, but like we could do something like this, and then basically this is a test, guys. This might look hideous. That looks like kind of the same. Maybe less green. I know the textures are different. We'll have to fix that a little bit. I don't know. And then we could have like one. So right now, the cover is gonna, like the text is gonna have to be a pretty big focal point. I'm just messing around, guys. This might look awful. Nope. Oh, someone's saying icicles in the chat. That's a great idea. I don't hate it. I don't love it. Don't hate it. Don't love it. It's not a perfect match. We would have to probably bring the vibrancy down a little. The saturation just a little. And then we would need to get a texture on it to make it like... Actually, maybe this texture would work. Not this texture. Maybe this texture would work. Just bear with me, guys. Bear with me. Yeah, okay, so like this texture, like, is getting it a little closer. I know what I can do. I'm gonna cheat the system, guys. So I think then if I do this, that looks actually really cool, but it's too dark. Okay, see, those are looking a little bit more blended. Obviously, it's not perfect, but it's looking a little bit more cohesive. I don't hate it. I don't love it. I don't hate it. We might keep it, might not keep it. Okay, so just hopping back to the chat here. So some thorns. So some thorns. Okay, we're looking for some thorns. Maybe the roses are ice with white, blue water drops. Yeah, we could definitely do some water drops and some icicles, I think. Okay. Let's see if I have any icicles. How do you spell icicles? Icicles? Guys, I'm a writer. Icicles? Someone in the chat spell icicles for me. I'm just gonna put an ice. We could definitely put in a cracked element for sure. Ice. Wow, I was not even close with icicles. Okay, let's see if I have any icicles. No, those are kind of more like gems. I don't have any icicles. Okay. We could buy icicles. I don't know if I'm gonna, I don't know if I, we'll see. We'll see. But thorns, maybe some thorns, because people were talking about thorns. Let's get the title in. Let's get the title in. Frame. So many folders. Okay, let's get the title in. We're gonna call it Shards of a Rose. Shards of a Rose, question mark? Thorns dripping icicles. Yeah, that's a good one. Oh, I like that. Definitely some thorns. We can put some water droplets in here. Let's start with shoving in a title somewhere. So the title's gonna go here. Shards. Obviously not in this font. Okay, that's awful. Let's try. Obviously not for the whole thing. Okay. We need them to be a little tighter together. That's nice. Let's try and go up. Right, that's nice. Shards. It's kind of fine though. We want something a little bit more romantic. And this font's a little whimsical. So we're gonna go with it. Oh, you know what? Let's fake a bold if we can. Oh, we already, what? Yeah, we already have done that. Okay. I want this. the spacing was looking weird. That looks somewhat better. We could also do... Oh, SD, I don't think I saw your title from earlier. Post it again. Sorry, I didn't see it. Okay. We could do a Cinzel. This is like classic go-to. I think we're gonna do that. Just because we might play with the fonts later, but no, we want Cinzel decorative. Shards and rows can go bigger. Oh, a shattering of glass and roses. SD, I love that. Okay. I love that. Shattering of glass and roses. This needs to be smaller. We're gonna put some glass shatters in here. Shattering of glass and roses. I love that. Okay. Oh, we're gonna shrink all this. We're gonna play with like what elements of the title are hidden and which elements are not hidden in a while, but we're just gonna get the title in here. We're also gonna let everything breathe a little bit more. I don't know where that A is gonna go, but glass and roses. A shattering of glass. We need of. Position that in there. Glass, a shattering of glass. We need of. We're gonna make glass just slightly smaller. We're gonna push it this way. We're gonna put of in front of it. This might not be the placement, this might not be the placement in the end, but right now, this is what we're going with. Of glass. A shattering of glass and roses. I love that, SD. That's such a good title. Okay. All of the spacing is too much. Looking good. Actually, you know what? We need this to go down. And then we need the middle line to breathe a little bit. Okay. Looking good, looking good. SD's saying, I learned from Rachel Lockmansing. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. A writer's secret weapon, master the art of titling your story. I agree. Oh, and like we're already seeing this title's kind of passing the thumbnail test. Like it's big enough that like I'm looking up here and the book is pretty small. And you can still see the title. We're obviously going to do things like with contrast to make you be able to see the title. But we're getting there. Okay, so let's add some shards in here. Shards. Glass. Oh, thank you. It looks really good. You should stream these more often. Thank you. It's definitely fun. It's a little out of my comfort zone to stream these because like I'm just kind of waiting for someone to come on and be like, you could do this instead on Photoshop because there's a trillion ways to do everything on Photoshop. So, but thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, so I do have some glass shards. Let's just... Do we want to look like the centerpiece has shattered, or do we want like shards around? I don't know. Because the centerpiece, if we make it so the centerpiece is shattered, it's gonna look like a mirror. And I'm not really like I don't know. Oh, thanks, guys. I'm looking at the chat. I'd love to watch more streams of you making covers. So fun. SD, I would love to put icicles in. I just don't have any images of icicles that I already own. So I would have to buy more, and I'm a little bit trying to avoid buying more. I will buy maybe. Oh, did I check both of these? We can make icicles. We could draw icicles. Okay, we'll draw some icicles. So we'll draw some icicles. Let's start with the shards. You know what? I think I can make an icicle with these images, and I'm pretty sure I could probably draw on top of it. Let's have a look-see. So these are like gems. Obviously, they're not icicles. We're gonna try... Like, I haven't even used half of these. Yeah, SD, that's a good suggestion. I think... Oh, and dystopia. I think I could use the snowflake. I don't have my... I can't use my tablet because I don't have any other USB ports to hook it up to. I think we could just draw one. I think I can draw it on on my mouse pad. Like, I'm just using a mouse pad right now. I don't like just with my finger. I wonder if I could use my pen on my mouse pad. I wonder if that would... No, I can't. Okay. I think we can draw it. Let's give it a shot. So bear with me, everyone. So let's get some inspiration up here. Let's get some inspiration up here. Icicle. How do you spell it? Okay. So I think we'll do this one, this kind of vibe. Okay. So basically an icicle, all it is shading. I wonder if I want to draw it in Illustrator. Do I want to draw it in Illustrator? No, I want to draw it in Photoshop. Okay. In Illustrator, it would be a vector. It would just be easier, but we're just going to draw it here. Okay. Solid color. We're going to use black as the background. Yeah. Alrighty. Okay, guys, bear with me. This is going to take a little bit of time because I don't have my stylus with me. So we're going to do just a triangle right now. Just a triangle. Just a long, skinny triangle. The top, we're going to fade out, so it's no big deal. Okay. Oh, I hate when that does that. That's okay. We're shading it. Okay, so then it looks like we're going to do some shading on the end, and then we're going to refine the edges after. So we're just going to do this. All right. So we do have to pick a point of light. And so we're going to have the darker side here because it's almost as if it's like fading into the distance. So, and then actually, you know what? This is pissing me off. I'm going to fix this. Okay. Okay. I'm just gonna make it a little jagged. No, that was too much. And we're gonna go a little lighter. Oh, I'm just reading the chat. Yeah, the back end of StreamYard things come in wonky. They also take forever to come in. So under here. Okay. Nope. Okay. It needs to have a little bit of a cooler tint. No, not cyan blue. Okay. That's looking icicle-y. We might want to add some texture. And not so much blue. We're going to add some highlights onto it too. Okay. We're going to try this for now. We're going to call this Simple Icicle. So one of the things when designing anything is you have to be aware of the different kinds of shapes in your design. So right now, most of our shapes are pretty organic. What we're about to add is quite a geometric shape. So organic is like the lines are flowy and they're typically what you would see they're very natural and fluid, and they're typically what you would see in nature. Now, I'm not saying you don't see icicles in nature. Obviously, you see icicles in nature. But the shape is triangular, which is pretty much one of the most geometric shapes you've got. So we're going to see some, we're going to see maybe a little bit of clash, but we're going to try and put it together so that the shapes work together and they complement one another, because we already have the geometric shape in the sword. And so if we can somehow get the icicles to kind of play into that, it will definitely benefit the design. So let's just like go ahead and place this in here. All right. So they might be too small to put on the roses. And I know they're see-through right now. Like I can up their fill capacity so that you could see all of the white, but we don't want all of the white. We want it to be like kind of see-through. We want like some sort of like distortion within it. So we'll get there eventually. But maybe they would be good hanging from the top. We probably want them going in the same direction as the sword. And then we maybe would want them bear with me, guys. I actually don't think we need this much shading because we have the shadow. Oh no, we need that one for sure. You guys all said the sword. So we do want it to work with the sword. That's exactly it. Sorry, I'm just looking at the chat. Okay. We might have to work on the icicle shape a little bit and the shading because we need some cast shadows. We need some shadows coming in under these ridges here to make it like really look like an icicle. And then we're gonna have to highlight them, but let's go ahead and use a few of these. Whoa, 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 what just happened there? Although I wasn't hating that blue. And we'll get some like frosted kind of snow or something to be like a part of this. Like, see, once you put the icicles together, they kind of look more alike. Looks a little spooky. This one doesn't need these on it. Needs that though. Okay. We're gonna add some frost for sure. I think if we have it like and these ones can go a little bit in the back. Actually, they should all go in the back. I don't know what I'm saying. We're gonna make this look more frozen. What am I doing? We're gonna make this look more frozen in just a minute. Okay, since we are going with a little bit more frozen, I'm gonna actually change the color palette to be a little bit more blue because we're still getting that kind of like green-ish feel. So we're just gonna go a little bit more frosty. Just a little more frosty. Background. And then we need the roses. Well, see, that's kind of the color I want the frame to be. Little frostier. We could make the frame glass. We could. Oh, see, that's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling the blue. I know we like the green. But like, we're gonna like the greenish blues, but we're gonna leave the greenish blues behind, guys. Sorry. What am I doing? And we're gonna actually make these a little brighter. See, that feels frostier already. We have to change the hilt of the sword, but we're not gonna worry about that. Okay. So we've got some like makeshift icicles for the time being that are going to be fixed. Let's add some shards here of glass. Just got like stuck on my own pant leg. Okay, some shards of glass. I don't really like any of these. Bear with me. This might look terrible at first, but we're gonna make it look okay. Or do we want like a snow explosion? This is too cartoony for what we're doing. Maybe something like this. We're gonna also make the text silver. So it's gonna be tough because with text like this, and making it silver, it's going to be slightly difficult because the background's white. So we're going to have to do a really good job with blending the layers and contrasting. See, now we're getting more like icicle vibes, even though they're not like exactly the best icicles in the world. We're getting more icicle vibes with the snow. So we're gonna just add some snow in. It's looking good. Do we want to continue the snow down to the bottom? Yeah, I think so. We are going to make the snow like fade a little bit. Definitely feels icier, right? It feels icier. Okay. Let's just like duplicate the ice right now and just get a... Why won't it let me flip it? Weird. There we go. Like with the snow, you can definitely tell it's ice now. Context is so important. Okay. Alrighty. Do we make the roses white? Is the next question. I think they might look good in white. Yeah, we could definitely do black roses. I'm seeing that in the chat. Okay. Let's give the roses... Man, there's so many layers in this. I'm going to have to go in and delete. Like, this is what they look like gray. So here, I'll do a quick black. The problem is contrast-wise, it's not great. White. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. We could also make the hilt of the sword white. We're going to tint them a little blue just to make sure that they're... I know that was too blue. Just to like give them a little bit of blending with the cover. You know, just a little bit of blending. Ice. Ice roses? Ice roses. Let me know how we feel about ice roses. Okay. Okay, we're doing ice roses. I wonder if... See, like... That's not working. Okay, we're gonna do ice roses. Do we want to do... Okay, bear with me. Bear with me. So we're gonna duplicate this. Okay. This. Do we want also an ice frame? Obviously the color is not correct right now, but ice frame and ice roses? Are we just, this is totally changed. This is totally changed. Okay. What color direction do I need to go in to fix this? I actually think I need to go yellow. No. No, I need to fix the brightness. Guys, there's a lot of useless layers in this file. I'm gonna have to go and fix those. Sorry, I got stuff stuck in my... Okay, so see how the background is glowing green? That's something we don't want. And it's because I've got the drop shadows under the other layers here. So we're just gonna pull this up to the top. And then we're gonna get rid of it here too. This is what happens when you have too many layers. See, now we're not getting that like weird green layer. Okay, way too bright. Okay, ice frame, ice roses. What are we thinking? The new frame makes the dagger pop out more. Perfect. The new frame. Okay, I'm just reading the comments. All right, so we're doing ice. We have to fix the dagger's hilt. I think we're just gonna leave it black and white. I think we'll just leave it black and white. With a slight tint. You don't want purple. You don't want green. Slight tint. Okay. All right. I think it's time to stylize the title. We don't want too much on here. It's spring, nice. I never do like wintry stuff like this. Okay. The problem is the title is on such a light background. Let me see what I can do. One of the things that I like to experiment with is using the effect that I want to use on the smallest word. So we're gonna see what glass looks like since we've got this whole like icy thing going on. So I have all these pre-made styles, and then I typically go in and edit the style a little bit. We don't like any of that. Okay. So the problem is none of them are like that great. So that sucks. It's kind of like a starting point. Oh, these suck. I never have used the glass ones before. That's not bad. I don't like it though. We're gonna go to my go-tos, which are the metals. See how it looks different? Oops. See how it looks different on the larger ones and the smaller ones. Like, it just looks different. I know we can't see that, guys. Like, I know we can't see that. We might also change, I might make the executive decision and change the background to black. Actually, I am. I'm making the executive decision and I'm changing this. And I'm actually going to totally pull 360 on you guys and do this because I love this texture. Do this, do this, do this, and we're gonna, I kind of like it in this like, oops, nope. I know it doesn't look as good as the white, or not as good, but it just like, I know the white was kind of hitting different, but we get a better read on the title, and that's super important. We could put, I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Do we want it in black and white? Obviously, there's gonna have to be some tint to it, but maybe like a little bit less. Yeah. Okay, back to the title. The exact color of the background's not the greatest right now, but we'll fix it. Don't you worry, y'all. We'll fix it. Okay, guys. Put in the author name. Okay. I don't know why it's not letting me. I want it regular. Cell regular. There we go. I think we need to move everything up. Just a little bit. Okay, we're gonna do that, but we're actually gonna put the author name behind the sword. And I know, like, controversial opinion, controversial take, but we're gonna do that. I don't know where the sword is. There it is. I know you can't see the R, but that's okay. Okay, we're just gonna not have it be super. Okay. What? Where did that go wrong? I don't really like my icicles, so I'm gonna have to work on them. I'm also just going to move everything up. So bear with me, people. Oh no, one of the freaking things. There we go. Okay. Moving all of this up. Then we're going to move the dagger down. Oh. Put that for down. Okay, it's looking good. Oh, that looks cool. Shit, I didn't even mean to do that, but that looks cool. Shoot, guys. We might just have one solid background. Happy accidents. We love happy accidents. That looks cool. That looks cool. And lots of breathing room for the author name. That looks cool. I'm gonna have to figure out the icicles. Because I don't like what they are looking like right now. They look better on the dark background, to be fair. Maybe they should go behind the snow, actually. They should definitely go behind the snow. I don't. Maybe go behind the snow. Definitely go behind the snow. Actually, I kind of like them a little bit more faded behind the snow. And then if we made them just a little bigger, that looks cool. So they're like framing the page. 1 second, I need to move this over. I feel like that's it. Why did that go 2 different directions? This needs to be a little... Oh no, guys, my Photoshop's acting up. Fuck. Here's my language. I think this is it. It needs to be refined. Like, there's definitely things that need to, like, there's literal, like, blank spots still here, but I think this is it. How are we feeling, guys? Like, I need to work on the icicles, and I need to work on the like the frame is all busted up here. But I think this is it. We kind of lost the Beauty and the Beast and picked up the Frozen halfway through. We were like, Beauty and the Beast Frozen crossover. And we kind of just did Beauty and the Beast. I mean, just did Frozen. The shattering of glass and roses. Maybe I'll add a shatter or something. But I think it's like this is not the final draft. But it's getting there. It's pretty close. I'm just looking at the chat. Hi to everyone in the chat. Okay. Well, we're going to save this. Shattering of glass and roses. Shattering of glass and roses. There we are. I think that's it. I think that's it. Need some work, but I like it. The concept is there. It's good. It's getting there for sure. Well, thanks so much for joining, everyone. This was fun. This was a great time, actually. I hope you guys had fun too. I am going to just save this again as like a backup or something. And I think this is how we're gonna, because one of the things that I always like to do is I like to take time, I like to step away, and I like to come back to the design just to like clear my head. It always turns out better when you do that. Like I can already see like there's some like rough areas, just like there's a rough area happening here. Maybe we need to adjust the colors a bit. Maybe we want to play with like the vibrancy. Like maybe we'd want to like saturate it more, make it more vibrant. Like there's stuff that is going to be played with before the end, but it's getting there. Okay. Anyway, thanks so much for joining, everyone, and listening to me ramble for hours. I really appreciate everybody's contributions. This was so much fun. SC, thank you so much for the title. It's such a good title. And yeah, I'm going to finish this off. Be up on my website for sale. I think I'll people in the live stream. But yeah, anyway, this was fun. All right, guys, thanks so much. Thanks so much for joining. This was such a good time. This video will be up for replay on my channel. Sorry for the long pauses of me not saying anything, but sometimes I just have to like we'll talk soon. I'm just jumping back into my StreamYard. Oh no, did my stream freeze? I think I might have frozen. I'm just jumping back into my StreamYard here, but yeah, thanks so much for joining, everyone. Really appreciate it, and talk soon. Bye.